Hello people, welcome back to yet another video. Let's talk about Arsenal. Now, it's been a while since I made my last video. Had some technical issues here, but overall there wasn't much to talk about. For me, as you know, I'm not making these tactical analysis videos. I'm just looking at the games from a perspective for a fan and trying to make something different, basically, right? So the Villa game obviously is the one that I want to talk right now, and I couldn't watch the game live. I had to watch extensive highlights and then obviously the replay of the full game. But I was following it live basically just by the score and a couple of watch-alongs in YouTube. I was reading the comments of the fans basically, and I was surprised, to be fair, because I kind of bought into this whole panic station during the game. A lot of comments kind of made me think that we were completely crap that game, that we didn't play well at all. And that's why I was surprised, because when I watched the full game, right, because first I watched the extensive highlights, it looked good, apart from not taking our chances. But again, I said, you know what, let's watch the full game replay. Maybe there's something that wasn't included in the highlights, and I watched the full game, and it actually even better. It looked even better. It convinced me that we actually played well. It's one of our best games this season. Unfortunately, we didn't take our chances, right? Especially for Martin Odegaard, wasn't the best game, and I think he owns to the team. After that game, he could easily had a hat-trick there. And the other thing is that I can't think of more than two chances that Villa created. One was the goal they scored, and another one, I think it was second half when David Rea made a very good save. Apart from that, I think we played well. I think we didn't take our chances. Now, the refs, to be fair, this time I won't complain about it, right? Was it the right decision or not? I'm not even sure what a handball right now is, so I'm not going to talk about this. But what I want to say about the ref is, at least he made a decision. Because I can't remember when was the last time when I watched an English Premier League ref to make a decision. They're just waiting for VAR to basically say something. In this particular case, he saw hand play, he gave a hand play, disallowed goal, and they went with it. So good job to him. At least he took some responsibility here. Was it a handball? Well, it hits Havertz handball, right? After that, let's be fair. If that goal is scored against us, we're not happy about it. So we should have taken our chances, and it wouldn't matter. The penalty on Gabriel Jesus, again, it's one where we've seen those been given, we've seen those not been given. So again, in a game where you create so many chances and you don't take them, you cannot complain about those two. If we would take at least two of our chances, nothing of this matters, right? So is it time for panic? Absolutely not. Obviously, the one thing that I didn't kind of wind me up is that we made Villa this horrible team to go and play at home, because I think they have, like, what's that, 8 out of 8 or 9 out of 9 at home. And all those title talks, look, no disrespect to Villa, but they can't buy a win away. And they have to play City away, they have to play us away. I think they have to play Liverpool. I'm not sure if they played Liverpool. I think they have to play Liverpool away as well, right? So apart from Tottenham, they have to visit basically all the good teams out there. How many points you think they will take from this? So all these title challenges, I don't think there's any chance for them to win the title. But top 4 is a different one. Now, top 4 is something that they probably will get. They look very good right now. Again, it depends on the January transfer window. I think for them it would be as massive as it's for us, because obviously you have United that will probably go big in January, or at least they have to. You have maybe Chelsea, they will probably get a couple of players. Newcastle will do something, because again, they need players as well. So Villa will have to be active on the transfer market, and they have to sort this away form, because You play Arsenal like that at the Emirates, you're getting Lens treatment. You play City against that, you get RB Leipzig treatment, right? So, and if you know, you know. So apart from that, it was a good game. It was a very open game from both teams. This was very good to watch. Of course, if you're not an Arsenal fan, the end score wasn't what we were looking for. Uh, right now, 1 point behind Liverpool at the top. I don't think that's a bad result. It's basically mid-December. This game against Liverpool at Anfield will be massive. I think that we have to try at least not to lose that game. You know, if we get a draw there, I think it's a good result for us. Brighton game, it's a must-win, of course. You lose that game, you can kiss the title chances goodbye, basically. Uh, Now, the reason I'm saying you have to, you know, kiss your title challenges goodbye if we lose to Brighton and to Liverpool after that is, I think City will catch up now. You know, with Kevin De Bruyne, I've been saying this for years. You don't have to stop Haaland. You have to stop KDB to beat City, and look what happens with them. Yeah, I know they lost a couple of games without Rodri, who is obviously, you know, your DM is one of your most important players. But their downfall started with KDB being out. You cannot replace KDB. It's absolutely impossible. This guy is absolutely insane. How good of a player he is. So once he's back, and as far as I know, he's already training, right? So he's not far away from playing for City. We'll see the old City back, and that's where the problems begin, right? So you have to open as big gap as it's possible right now on them. So yeah, this is it about the Aston Villa game. The one other thing I wanted to talk about is obviously Kai Havertz, because he's actually been very good the last couple of games, which surprises me and makes me very, very happy, because he was actually good. You know, it's not just scoring goals. He's involved in the play. Against Villa, you could say that he was one of our better players on the field. He looks like it looks like he's happier person right now, right? The defense gave him some love. Obviously, the players show him some respect. You know, they accepted him into this group. So it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch, and it's even better because it pisses off the crap out of Chelsea fans, which is always a good thing. But yeah, hopefully he can progress. Hopefully that's not the best of him. Hopefully we can see something from that Leverkusen Havertz that we've seen. Even his start of the career in Chelsea, he wasn't bad at that time. So let's hope it works for him, which means it will work for us. And of course January. Now, I've seen a lot of arguments out there for January transfer window. Do we need a striker? Do we need a midfielder? We need both. One of them will not do anything for us. I mean, we can sign even, I don't know, like Douglas Luiz or whoever the hell we want to sign. We don't sign a striker, we're in trouble. Not because I don't rate Gabriel Jesus, but you need someone who can replace the guy, right? Sometimes it will be one of them games where it just doesn't happen for you. You know, even Thierry Henry was talking about this kind of games, right? There is just a game where nothing works for you, right? So you need a replacement. On top of that, we have a very, very tough game against Liverpool in the FA Cup. We progressed in the Champions League. We still have to fight for the title in the Premier League, so a lot of games there. So we need someone to help him, right? Maybe even try to play different tactics, right? Maybe you could try to play with two strikers, because I think that once Jurriën Timber is back, hopefully we can see him at least at the end of this season, so he can pick up form for the next one. But I think that once Timber is back, we will be playing three at the back again, right? So God knows, maybe we will play with two strikers. You never know. So yeah, so for me, we need both. We need a striker, and we most definitely need a center mid, because right now it's basically just Declan Rice. Now I know I just praised Kai Havertz, but Kai Havertz is not a center mid. I think it's clear to everybody he's not a center mid. He's an attacking player. He's playing more like a 10 than than a center mid. He's not a center mid. I think if else he could potentially play on the position Martin Odegaard when he needs a rest, because again we don't have anybody to replace Martin Odegaard right now. Fabio Vieira, first of all, injured, second of all, nowhere near close to Odegaard's level. Emil Smith-Rowe, I'm not even sure if he will ever play for Arsenal. It's just ridiculous. This guy's always injured. He's our Reece James, basically, just not as good as. Yeah, so I think that we definitely need a center mid. I think, especially if you're going to play this three at the back with Timber, Saliba, and Gabriel, you could potentially go with someone like Rice and Douglas Luiz, for example, if we are going to get Douglas Luiz or Paulinho, whoever the hell it is. Those kind of midfielders, you know. Then you have your attacking midfielder on top of them. Obviously you have your, let's say, wingers in modern day football, and then you have your attacking players, pure attack, right? Basically the striker, the number 10, etc. So it will be fun to watch, but we definitely need to see some movement in January transfer window. Other than the, if we don't, yeah, I think we're in trouble, big trouble. Obviously Thomas Partey is someone we cannot rely on. Fantastic player. I still think he's, quality-wise, he's probably one of the best. I'm not gonna say the best, because I think that Gabriel Jesus is on top of that, because I really like Gabriel Jesus. I think skill-wise, he's the best player in the club. But Thomas Partey right next to him, I think he is a phenomenal player. I think he's on top level. The problem is he cannot stay fit, right? And what's the point of being good for 5 games in a season, right? You have to be there for at least 30, 35. Other than that, you're not good. So yeah, so we need to replace him for sure. Maybe if we could add potentially a winger, that would be perfect, which of course we will not, because they already said that. They already made the excuse of this financial fair play, which at this point, I've always said that, you know, my opinion on this, I always said that it's pure bullshit. It doesn't work at all. There's nothing fair about it. And on top of that, it gives owners like Kroenkes a way out. You know, it gives them the excuse they need not to spend money, not to invest into the club, right? I know that they own the club. I know that every single cent that is allowed Arsenal to spend every year is basically Kroenke spending, because they own the club, they own every single cent that this club is making, but they're not investing into it. That's the difference, right? So basically they do allow Arsenal to spend whatever Arsenal makes, but they do not invest, like for example like what Todd Bowie and before that Abramovich did, right? Because Chelsea doesn't make that much money, you know. So this is the difference, and that's the problem. It gives them the excuse they need. Oh, financial fair play, we cannot spend money. No, you can. You can invest money, actually. You actually can. It's just that you don't want to. And it's actually sad. Especially for someone like me who watches, as you know, I'm watching all of the major sports in the United States of America, right? I'm a huge NHL fan. I'm a huge NBA fan. I'm a huge NFL fan. You know, I watch MLB, not a huge fan, but still I follow it, right? And you can see what kind of money are there. Like if you follow MLB, for example, there is this guy Shohei Ohtani, who just signed with LA Dodgers. I think that Todd Bowie still owns parts of this club, and the guy signed 700 million contract for 10 years, which is insane, actually. Now Kroenkes, they also give quite the contracts there, right? You can go, even if you go to Colorado Avalanche, which I always used to compare to Arsenal. Just go and check the salaries in this club, and bear in mind the NHL is probably the league that pays the least amount of money out of them four. Nowhere near NFL and MLB, but still the money are crazy. And after that, seeing those kind of comments, we cannot invest. No, you can invest. You actually can invest into Arsenal. It's just you don't want to. You had 10 years to invest. Was it like 2016, I believe, when they got full control of the club, when they bought all the shares? Like before that, okay, I understand, it's a business, right? You don't want to invest in something that you don't own 100%, but after that there were no excuses. Nothing was made for this club. So yeah, after that little rant, Let's hope they go to January and at least sign 2 players, at least a center mid and a striker, because we definitely need it. You're not just backing your manager. I mean, let's forget about this, right? Nobody, we all know that they don't care about Mikel Arteta or even Edu. They don't give a shit about them. All they care about is, that we all know they signed Arteta because he was cheap, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, again, if you go to LA Rams, for example, their favorite toys, Sean McVay, not exactly the most experienced coach out there, right? And something tells me that his starting contract, his first contract, wasn't even close to someone like Bill Belichick, for example, right? But we there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I like those kind of projects. That's why I supported it. That's why I backed the project. I love those kind of projects. When you have a young coach developing with the team, a lot of young players, when you're trying to develop those players either in your academy or even just go, scout for talents, etc., etc. So yeah, hopefully no more excuses for them. Just move forward. Use this, let's put this way, hard moment for Manchester City. Uh, Even Liverpool, they're not as good as they used to be a couple of years ago, or at least they're not good yet, because that midfield still questions can be asked. They're trying to rebuild it. Their defense is not as good as it was. Again, they still have Van Dijk, of course, the leader of that defense, but I mean, come on, the guy's 30, what, 30, 32, 31, whatever the hell, right? So use it. You have to use it. We are in the best position right now. Well, we and probably Tottenham, but that it doesn't look like they will invest anything. And yeah, probably Chelsea as well, but again, it's such a mess there that they will probably need a couple of years just to sort out that mess. Okay, so let me know what you think about this. Do you agree with me? Uh, do you not? Any comments will be appreciated. And up to the next one.